Hi, my name's Asger and welcome to How to Create a Successful Business with £500. Now, we've started the project in the last sort of 3 weeks, and one of the elements within the project I was going to discuss was I wanted to invite other successful businesses who have started from nothing. And today what I've done, I've invited Harry, who I met at the Lincolnshire Free Press Awards, where this particular chap and his company won 2 awards. So Harry, welcome.
Thank you very much, Oscar. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Harry. Right, tell me about the award you won first.
Yes, it was Lincolnshire Free Press Business Awards, and we were a finalist in 2 categories. The first category was Startup Business of the Year. Now, to be a finalist in Startup Business of the Year, you need to have had a business for under 2 years, and you need to have shown a certain level of growth within those 2 years, and shown that your business has been a success within those 2 years.
And you actually won. The category was Young Startup or just Startup Business of the Year?
It was just Startup Business of the Year.
Okay,
yes,
and it's been going for, I think from when we were talking about 2 years now?
Yes, yeah, it was 2 years old last week actually.
Okay, so that was the first one you won,
Yeah.
and the second one you won?
The second one we were a finalist in.
Okay.
We didn't actually win it. We were a finalist in Growing Business of the Year, which is basically a business that has shown growth, but sustainable growth. And controlled growth, most importantly. If a business grows too quickly, it means that there isn't the infrastructure behind the business to be able to support that.
And it could potentially collapse.
It could collapse
if you grow
quite
too quickly.
easily.
You know, where there's a problem with cash flow, where there's enough people answering the phone and so on, and the customer service and so on.
To do the administration, etc.
Okay, so you won 2 awards. First one being Startup Business of the Year.
Yes.
And
yes.
the runners up in
Growing Business of the Year.
So both of them are related to basically creating a business and then growing the business.
That's right.
All
Yes,
right.
yeah.
And in a way, our project is all about showing people how to start a business,
Right.
and in a way, what you've illustrated is how to grow a business successfully. Now, I don't know about you, but one of the reasons why I started this particular project was that every time you look at the news today, what do you see, Harry? What do you see?
Well, it's really doom and gloom. We're looking at people queuing outside job centres. We're looking at recession, a failing economy. It's really a lot of press on how badly the nation's doing, and how badly businesses, especially small businesses, in the
But yeah, if you look at it, I mean, you and I are both in this particular the Lincolnshire Free Press. There's lots and lots of businesses who are being very, very successful. And my whole idea of this project is to show people there's a lot of success out there. It's not doom and gloom.
No.
So let's see. Okay, right? It's how your business is successful. So first of all, tell us a little bit about your business.
Right, We'll Let Your House, as I said, established in 2009. We basically started, I myself was working for a investor. I was buying and letting property for him on his behalf. I started letting all of his properties, and I got to the point where we were fully let. And then I realised that we really needed to start doing this for other people. There was a lot more money to be made out of this. So I approached this particular investor that I was working for, and I said, "Look, we need to start this lettings agency. There really is something to be made from this." He agreed. I had an office, I didn't even have an office. I had a desk and a computer in his office, a telephone and a newspaper. Really started by calling people out of the newspaper that were advertising their properties privately, and we started calling them and offering our services to them. It grew from there. We had some flyers printed, which I went round 5,000 to 6,000 houses and put a flyer through the door offering our services to them, and from there we gradually grew. We then started advertising in the Lincolnshire Free Press. We managed to move into our own office. I employed administration staff, and we grew from there, really, learning every single hour of the day, every day of the week.
So in essence, again, you started 2 years ago.
Yes.
And you had a computer,
Yeah.
a telephone, a newspaper,
That's right.
and I haven't asked this question yet. Okay, right. How many did you have from day one of letting properties?
On day one, we had 0.
So we had 0. Okay, right. And today, how many have you got?
We have over 200 properties.
So we have 200 properties in 2 years. So what fantastic growth I've seen there. Okay. So now that you've got sustained growth, and again, you won your award for that particular, young startup, so not young startup and sustained growth of the business, okay, right? And you started from nothing. How did you go about, sort of who helped you with setting the business? Because I think from my point of view, is the help must have been the important point on there. Because you had the concept.
Yeah. I mean, one of the people that helped me was my business partner. And the investor that I was working for at the time, he was my greatest support really. He had already got experience in business and property, and he knew exactly the areas that I could possibly go wrong in.
So would you say he was your mentor or your guide?
He was a mentor. I mean, you could really describe him as a dragon from the Dragon's Den. He's that kind of businessman that is successful, that's made his own mistakes, but has made a lot more successes. And he was really able to advise me, and we were able to sit down and go through business plans, budgets, cash flow forecasts, which I think are absolutely essential to a business before you actually make any major decisions.
That then be very nice to one of the questions that I've got here, okay, right? Did you have a business plan?
Yes, yeah, we've actually got 3 different types of business plan that are continuously used. We have an annual business plan, which basically states where we want the company to be within a year's time, and within that year, each month of the year is then split down into sections, which is our monthly business plan, and we have targets which we report back on. We look back at the business plan that we set at the beginning of the month, and we look back at the figures at the end of that month, and we look at exactly what we've done, the targets that we've achieved. If we didn't achieve a target, why, and how we're going to achieve that the following month. And then we have what's called a one-page plan, which is fairly new to me, and a lot of people that I've spoken to it about haven't heard of a one-page plan, which is basically a business plan.
I'm one of them.
Right.
So
okay.
so again, sorry Harry, I'm interrupting you again. One of the things I said, okay, when I started this project, is I want to learn from it as well.
Right.
So I suppose here's my first learning tip.
Right, okay. Well, a one-page plan, I'm not the best in the world at describing them. It's my accountant that actually taught me.
Tell me what you know.
But basically, it's again, you have your targets, and it's kind of a pyramid plan. Now, I don't want to describe it as pyramid growth, but in a way it is. You start at the bottom of your pyramid with how you're going to get sales. So I am going to call 200 people that I know that own houses. Out of those 200 people, I want to be invited to meet 50 people at their properties to try and sell our services to them. Out of those 50 people, I expect 20 of them to instruct us. So that also gives you a.
So you're going from 200 down to 50,
yes,
down to 20.
Yes.
And so what's your expectation from those 20?
So from those 20. We basically expect that at least 15 of those will then list the properties with us. Now, those aren't the exact figures that we use, but it is an example. And so that's then recorded as a statistic or as a target. We then, over the space of a month,
and that's a daily one.
That's it's not a daily. No, it could be weekly, it could be daily, it could be weekly.
So you can set your own target for that one?
So yes, basically you set your target for that, and at the end of the period, you then make sure that you've called that many people, of course.
Okay, for sure.
There's no point in doing it.